All right, today we're diving into a really chilling story. It's all about trust, deception, and what happens when the very person you hire to protect your property becomes its biggest enemy. This landlord thought he had a solid property manager. Turns out he was about to uncover a scam that was way more sinister than just a little neglect. Yeah, that's a direct quote from our source material. And let me tell you, crazier might be an understatement. This isn't your typical bad tenant story. No, this is about a calculated, devious plan that all starts with a house that goes completely, and I mean unnervingly, silent. So, this whole thing kicks off not with a huge explosion, but with this quiet, creeping feeling. You know the one. It's that pit in your stomach every property owner dreads. The feeling that something is just deeply wrong with your investment. Even when the reports are all telling you, hey, everything's fine. And that's the question that started to eat away at this landlord. I mean, think about it. The rent checks were coming in, the manager was saying everything's A-okay, but his own gut, his own eyes, were telling him a completely different story. Every single time he drove past the house, the silence was just deafening. The signs were just impossible to miss. From the street, the house looked almost fake, like a set piece. The curtains were always drawn, never a single car in the driveway. And at night, it was just a black hole on the street. No TV flicker, no porch light, nothing. It was a total ghost house. And yet, the property manager kept insisting, oh yeah, rent's paid, tenant's in there. It just didn't add up. So naturally, the landlord starts pushing for an inspection. And what happens? He hits a brick wall. But that brick wall was his own property manager. The excuse was always the same old song. Sorry, the tenant's refusing to let anyone in. Now that is a massive, flashing red flag. The one person you pay to get you access and keep an eye on things is now the person actively blocking you from your own property. Okay, so at this point, enough was enough. The weak excuses, the constant stonewalling, that creepy silence from the house, it all pointed to one thing. The landlord had to get inside, and he had to do it now. He was done asking for permission. It was time to take action. He knew his rights, so he just bypassed the manager completely and served an official 48-hour legal notice to enter the property. Didn't matter if the so-called tenant or the manager liked it. He was going in. The time for playing nice was officially over. And when he finally turned that key and opened the door, well, the reality was so much worse than anything he could have imagined. That quiet, sleepy-looking exterior was a total lie, hiding absolute chaos. The property wasn't just a little messy. It was destroyed. It was in ruins. The first thing he saw were the walls. We're talking hundreds and hundreds of holes, just riddling the drywall. It looked like someone had been systematically tacking things up and ripping them down over and over again. But for what? And then he saw the windows. From the outside, they looked totally sealed up, but from the inside, some of them were literally smashed open. Not like from a break-in, but deliberately shattered. It looked like they were just trying to get some air into the place. The level of disrespect for the property was just staggering. Standing there, right in the middle of the wreckage of his own investment, all that frustration just hardened into pure resolve. He made the decision right then and there. No more middlemen, no more excuses. He just decided, that's it. From now on, I'm managing this place myself. But taking back control, that was just step one. As the landlord started digging through the damage, he began to realize this wasn't just some random destruction from a terrible tenant. No, this was something else. The physical damage, it was just the tip of a much bigger and darker iceberg. He started to see that the trashed house wasn't just a result of neglect. It was actually evidence. It was proof of a really sophisticated and collusive scam. The property manager wasn't just bad at his job. He was an active, willing partner in a fraud, designed to make money off of this exact kind of destruction. And this is the scam he uncovered. It's something called the agent channel scam. Basically, it's a conspiracy. You've got a shady middleman or agent, and you've got a corrupt property manager. The agent finds a house they can exploit for some kind of high turnover, probably illegal activity. And then they go to the property manager with a deal. Here's how the money works. It's shockingly simple. The agent offers to pay double the official rent. The property manager says, "You bet." They pay the landlord their normal rent, keeping them happy and in the dark, and then they take that secret second rent payment and split it with the agent. In exchange for that cash, the agent gets to use the property for things that cause massive damage, like an illegal workshop or an unlicensed hostel, leaving the owner to foot the entire bill. And what's the property manager's job in this whole scheme? It's simple. Get paid to betray the person who hired you. For their cut of that extra cash, all they have to do is look the other way, block any and all attempts at an inspection, and create fake reports that say everything is perfectly normal. They provide the cover story while the property is literally being run into the ground. You know, finding out about a betrayal like this has got to be devastating. But this landlord didn't just get angry. He got strategic. And what he did next is basically a perfect playbook for anyone who needs to take back control when things go this wrong. He launched this really simple 3-step counterattack. First thing, bam, changed the locks, got all the keys back. That immediately cuts off the corrupt manager. Second, he documented everything. Photos of every hole, videos of all the damage. This isn't just for your insurance, this is critical evidence for legal action. And finally, he took direct control of the whole repair process, making sure it was done right and shutting this scam down for good. So this whole insane story really serves as a huge lesson. How do you stop this kind of nightmare from ever happening to you? Well, thankfully, the source material gives us a super clear defensive playbook with 3 golden rules. Here they are, 3 absolute non-negotiables to protect your investment. Number 1, your contract has to spell out usage limits. Forbid any and all business activities. That way you have clear legal grounds if they break that rule. 2, all rent payments must go directly to you into your account. No exceptions. This completely kills any chance for a manager to skim off the top. And 3, for any big inspection, you insist on using an independent third-party inspector that you pick. Never ever rely only on the person you have on your payroll. And that really just leaves us with one last critical question. This story isn't just some crazy thing that happened to a stranger. It's a huge warning shot. It forces every single property owner to step back and ask themselves, do you really know what's going on inside your investment? And maybe more importantly, is the person you're paying to protect it actually working for you, or are they working for themselves?